Russian authorities say a drone strike hit an airfield today near its border with Ukraine. The strike set an oil storage tank on fire.
On Monday, Moscow blamed Ukraine for the drone attacks on two of its airfields. Ukraine has not claimed responsibility for the strikes. The Kremlin, meantime, has responded with massive airstrikes that knocked out power and water across several Ukrainian regions. Ukraine said it has switched to emergency shutdowns to stabilize its power grid.
CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab joins us with more from Kyiv, Ukraine. Hey, Imtiaz, how is Ukraine responding to these airstrikes now? And what is the process to restore power to the folks there?
Lana, Lilia, good to be with you. Well, in short, it's what we've seen time and time again throughout this war. When Ukrainians are pushed to the ground, they get up and they fight back. And tackling this energy crisis is one of those situations. Shortly after yesterday's barrage of Russian missile strikes, Volodymyr Zelensky spoke to the nation saying that energy workers were already out on the scene trying to get the lights back on. And when we were traveling through a rural part of Kherson, we came across some of these energy workers who were doing just that in a remote area where you could see unexploded ordnances littered almost everywhere. And they say that, you know, when they fix these power grids, they can either sometimes come under shelling or just the next day, the very energy grid that they repaired needs to be repaired again. And so it's become this kind of cat and mouse situation of trying to repair this infrastructure, which is so badly needed. But Russia's assault has been punishing, again, targeting so many parts of this country, plunging so many areas into darkness. In fact, Ukrainians have been advised to download an app where they can see on their phones just how much power they're going to get at any time of day. It's really become this extraordinary infrastructure that they've built. But the reality, as we've been saying, is people are living in the cold without power and without heat.
Yeah, that really messes with daily life. I mean, without access to water, heat, electricity, what kind of help are Ukrainians getting?
Yeah, I mean, these are the basics of life, modern life, and the help is coming in. We, of course, have the U.S., which has promised $53 million to help rebuild infrastructure here, another $50 million to basically pay for things like generators. But when you consider the fact that an energy transformer here in Ukraine, something that would power a city or a region, costs around $100 million, you kind of look at the money that's available, and it kind of dwarfs in comparison. And I think it really just underscores the fact that not only is Ukraine and its allies, which obviously are the U.S., the EU, NATO, are looking at Russia's doing to this energy grid and realizing that the damage being caused isn't going to be repaired by quick fixes like generators alone, like repair work. It is going to require a massive effort and huge amounts of money. And, you know, it's early December now. Winter in this country lasts a very long time, sometimes as late as April. And so many Ukrainians are fearing for a very, very cold winter ahead. In saying that, they are also determined to face it, saying they would much rather live in the cold, without water, without heat, without electricity, than to have Russian forces on their land.
I wonder how much resolve was fortified when Russian President Vladimir Putin showed up there in Crimea. Imtiaz, thank you for staying on top of all of it.